What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I have a very quick unpackaging to do for you guys. I guess this is my first unpackaging or unboxing of 2024, so that's pretty exciting. And in here are three newer Kizer knife releases that I'm actually very interested and pretty excited for to check out. So I'm going to get right into it. This is from the Lefty passaround group. And so shout out to Kevin for putting these together. He always gets stuff in from Kizer every month, I believe. And then he puts it into our passaround group, so he allows us to check it out. And again, I'm very excited, very thankful for Kev. So yeah, and speaking of Kev, today's carry was my Devo Knives Mash. This is from the very first run they did with a now kind of extinct Blue Creek Knives. This is actually, surprisingly, my only Devo knife that I've ever kept in the collection. I've sold off the Stout. I've sold off the Buzz, which I really kind of regret. I really like that knife. I've sold off a couple other ones. And surprisingly, this has just been the only one that's hung around. I don't know, just the action in general has just been kind of the best for me. I've always loved the blade shape. Now, there's a couple of Devo knives that I have not been able to get just because of other financial stuff going on at the time of them dropping, like the Lush. Was not able to get the Lush just because I was trying to be really good with, my purchases around Christmas time. So unfortunately, I did not get that. But yeah, so that was my carry today. Always love when I throw the mash in the pocket. Just a really good, $120 knife. Huge fan of it. So we're going to break into that. Or break into the package with this. But this is coming in from JD for EDC, which I will leave linked in the description down below. He is a fellow Lefty passaround group member. And yeah, so happy Friday to you guys. Finally, the end of the work week, the end of the first week in January, which is just still crazy to me that we are, a week into 2024. Like, 2023 flew by, like I said in a couple other videos. But yeah, so 2024 is here, and have the first unboxing to do, which, like I said, is a Kizer package, and I'm stoked for, specifically, I'm excited for all three of these knives, but there's one specific one that I'm really stoked for. And here we have a JD for EDC sticker, so again, I will leave him linked in the description down below. Please go check him out. The first one that we're going to open up is the Cou. So I have the Cou, the Dogfish, which is the one I am very excited for. And then we also have the new titanium Sparrow, which I'm also pretty stoked for because I had the Sparrow in my cart over the summer, spring sometime, also from Lefty passaround. But we're going to open up the Cou first. The Cou and the Dogfish come in the kind of cheaper Kizer packaging, and the Thai Sparrow comes in more of like the premium packaging, which is cool. So, and I'm not going to show everything, but they all come with a little pouch and, a microfiber and stickers and so on and so forth. But I'm not going to get into everything. Now, these were just in my mailbox when I got home from work, so they still might be a little bit cold. Trying to put these back together so I keep everything together, but here is the Cou. Right away, a very interesting looking knife. You can see it's rocking some black, looks like linen micarta, loop over style deep carry clip that is reversible, which is nice with a filler tab. You have a button lock, thumb studs for deployment. You have a back flipper, a front flipper, and looks like a lanyard, sort of attachment area that is only on one of the scales. So that is interesting, or liners, I should say. So this is the Cou, whatever. The blade length is 3.2 inches. It's 154 cm blade, black micarta with button lock. So let's give it a flick. Again, an interesting looking blade shape. You kind of have a spear point out here. Decent, medium thick blade. Doesn't come down to a very thin edge though, I will say that. It's kind of a beefy flat grind. Very shallow flat grind. You guys can see right there, there's a kind of a swedge right in the middle. But Kizer, 154 cm. This is the designer's logo, which is Bryce Marcus, Amaral, Roman Worthy. So there might be multiple. My camera's not going to probably pick this up, but looks like there is multiple designers on this. Good amount of button stick. No blade play. You guys can hear. Oh, you guys can hear my button stick. Pretty significant, honestly. Try the front flipper. Yeah, so right away, this isn't my favorite design or knife from Kizer. Obviously, it needs to get probably broken in a little bit. I don't know where I'm at on the list for the passaround. Ergos are a little bit funky. So choked back, you have this huge sort of indentation right here. I can still get all 4 fingers on there. I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable in the world, but it's decently comfortable. And then choked up, you put your middle finger in that indent, and then you have up here for your choil. Again, not really doing much for me. I'm a little bit honestly not really disappointed, but I'm just kind of like meh about it. Again, that has just a lot of button stick, and it's not like the smoothest drop down. So I don't know if this just needs to be, again, loosened up and maybe heated up, but yeah, that is the Cou, whatever. This is a Dogfish with a 3.14 inch blade. Designer is Caleb Wademan. 154 cm black blade with aluminum and a button lock. So again, this was the one that I was most, which I'll show you this real quick right there, most excited for, specifically due to the radial pattern that they have on the blade, on the scales. So it really drew me in from an aesthetic standpoint. And I think for the price too, which I'll touch on, in my review video, I think it's coming in at a good price for what you're getting. But here is the knife, and you guys can see right away that radial milling pattern extending out from the pivot, button lock. You have a back flipper, front flipper, hole for deployment. You can see right away that it has a reversible pot clip filler tab. The clip also looks really good too. I'm a very big fan of how this clip looks aesthetically. That was also something that kind of caught my eye. Not necessarily a deep carry clip, more of a titanium milled clip, but just a really handsome looking knife with an interesting blade. You have a harpoon style blade. Right there it says something designs. That must be Chris Wademan's design or logo. Kizer. Then Dogfish up top, or no, sorry, 154 cm up top. Ergos are pretty good, really comfortable in the choked up grip. You have a very neutral choil. Try the button. Yeah, so this button is, and obviously this is, I can feel, since it's aluminum, that this is cold. I can tell that it's, not warmed up yet, but right away, this button lock is already, I'm liking it 20 times better than the Cou's button lock, because there's not much button lock stick, very little, if any at all, as compared to this one having a ton. And you guys can see it's kind of struggling to get down to where this just drops. Very, very smooth. See if there's any blade play. No blade play. Try the front flipper. So we'll say right away, I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more right here, but I get it. They wanted to stay pretty neutral and pretty parallel with the back flip, or the back flipper. Good middle finger flick. Texturing on the aluminum feels really good. Great for an ergo, or in the ergo department. Just a very neutral looking knife. And this is kind of coming across green on the camera. And honestly, it is a little bit in person too, but it definitely is black. I've seen enough videos and enough reviews. But yeah, good middle finger flick. Like the back flip. Front flip works pretty well. You just have to, and it helps that it's not the most snappiest detent. So you just kind of roll it over as opposed to like snapping it over. So that's, it's honestly, it's for what I was hyping up for, expecting it. it definitely kind of met my expectations. I'm going to fidget with this probably tonight and see how it goes. But I can't get the middle finger flick on the lefty. There we go. But once it warms up and, you know, it's, again, it was just outside in 35-degree weather, you know, let it warm up to room temperature, and I'm sure it'll break in a little bit more. But that is the Kizer Dogfish. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Sparrow with a 3.25-inch blade designed by Vincent Rizzo, who is the guy behind Sparrow Knife Designs. He makes custom stuff on Instagram. And this has an S35VN blade, stonewash with a titanium handle. So like I already stated earlier, I reviewed one of the micarta versions earlier this year, earlier in 2023 sometime. And I remember liking the knife. I don't know if I absolutely loved it, like a lot of other people did, but I remember I liked it. And I think I'm going to like the titanium version better just because it's titanium, you know, upgraded materials, yada, yada, yada. Put this back together like so. All right. And here is the knife. You guys can see has sort of a very plain Jane finish to the titanium. Kind of a bead blast or sand blast. Has a nice little bit of a texture to it, which I like. Hole for deployment with a flipper tab with jimping, backspacer. Has a milled titanium pocket clip that is lefty reversible. And there is another clip in the container that is for lefty because the way the clip is shaped a little bit. So that's cool. Has some lock bar relief cuts over there. Yep, I already like it way better. Fits in the hand really, really good. Just a nice sort of, it almost reminds you of a cleaver a little bit. But sheep's footy, One Cliffy style blade with the hole for deployment. Kizer S35VN, and then Blackbird blades. Oh, good middle finger flick. That thing rockets out of there. I will say the flipper tab definitely doesn't have the strongest detent. And this is obviously a frame lock as compared to a liner lock with the micarta versions. But the detent on the flipper tab is not as good as the middle finger flick. It's definitely tailored towards, you know, the reverse flick. But honestly, that is really, really good. Again, it's very comfortable. It's thinner than I thought. For some reason, I remember the micarta version being a little bit thick. So yeah, this is honestly a very, not saying that I was like expecting to not like this knife, because I remember liking the micarta version. But this is honestly very surprising because I was fully expecting to like this the best. And while this is still very good, and I have, you know, high hopes that I'm going to give a very positive review on this knife, just the action on this one is just, especially that middle finger flick. We'll try a thumb flick. Just really snappy. Again, it's titanium, so you're going to get a more premium version. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to get all three of these in pocket, especially the, probably more so these two. This one's definitely going to make it in the pocket just because, you know, I got to review it, and it's not a knife that I'm ever going to have again, so I might as well try to enjoy it while I can. But yeah, so that was my unboxing of the Kizer, the newest Kizer releases. I think these were December's releases for Kizer, I believe. But they're some of the newer releases. Again, shout out to Kevin over at Lefty DC for always putting out fire packages in our pass around for us. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Did you guys pick up any of these? And if you haven't, are you planning to? I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up now, but thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.